This episode of Local Film Talk was recorded in the Green Room at Natty Green's in downtown Raleigh. Perfect for business meetings or just joining friends to watch the big game, the Green Room is the ideal place to host your next event. To learn more, contact David Crack at 919-232-2477 or email david at nattygreens.com.
We were talking about the documentary on the Turner Joy. Do you have a title yet?
Well, the USS Turner Joy Setting the Record Straight.
Okay.
Is sort of the working title. We'll see as the story evolves. But that for now, that's what that's the title.
And you've been working on it for a year now?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Now, you said you've interviewed about 5 or 6 guys. Where have you done the interviews so far?
Well, in February, my cousin flew in from Washington, and we interviewed him. We spent a day interviewing him. All the other interviews I've gathered were shot by other people that I've discovered, and one guy sent me a hard drive with all the raw footage.
Really?
I have another person sent me a letter saying, have at it, here's a copy of the DVD, use it however you want. So I've basically got the blessings of several other documentarians who've done other interviews, but not a full-blown documentary.
Already
shot
done
those.
The interviews?
And I
so this isn't like second unit stuff, like, hey, I need you to interview this guy.
No, these are other people who have found this story compelling, shot pieces of it, and I've discovered them. Well, actually, we had a researcher helping us to find some of them.
It means you got a compelling story to tell if people have already been looking for these guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who've done bits and pieces already, and we're looking to pull all the strings together.
How many people are working on this?
Well, Pamela and I, Chris Medico, Arvid, what's Arvid's last name? I can't even pronounce. Ragapathy.
Okay.
He's going to be helping us do some cinematography.
Okay.
Karen Witham's been doing some research for us. Owen Daly was the interviewer for my cousin Chad. He's another local Raleigh guy. His wife Susan did some production photography for us. I have a friend who's an attorney, and she's helping us with some legal things. Who else should I mention? Oh, Alon, right, Alon. Alon Tardovit is our computer graphics. I mean, he does everything. But he does a lot of computer animation.
Got a nice studio too. We're hoping to talk to him sometime.
You should, and he's interested in the story. I'm actually hoping that he and I can work on some projects together. We really hit it off.
Okay.
But he's going to do some computer graphics and simulations and things for us. I do need to mention John Demers. He's doing a kids show called the Rusty Bucket Kids Club.
We're looking to talk to him about that.
You should. A very interesting guy. When I first moved to Apex, I helped him with the Apex Film Festival.
Okay.
We did a family film festival.
Oh, okay.
Really interesting guy. Besides, he's prior Air Force. It's hilarious.
Okay.
I mean, most people have taken an interest are like prior service, or they were Air Force, or they were Navy.
Sense.
So it's a story that's kind of interesting to folks with a military background. Not necessarily, but they're kind of drawn to it.
Well, that's quite a few people that are involved. How do you fund something like this?
Well, the funding is a challenge. When I was working on Hollywood projects and TV shows, and we didn't even think about money. There was millions of dollars flying around.
They hired people to think about the money.
They hired people to think about the money. Well, we don't have those people, but we have partnered with a fiscal sponsor. When you're doing a documentary, you can partner with a 501c3, a nonprofit that will take nonprofit donations in the name of your project and help you fund your project. The money flows through to your production company through the nonprofit. We're working with From the Heart Productions out in California. It's taken a real interest in our project, and a couple things they do. They do consulting. They help us with fundraising. She does Indiegogo fundraising projects. We'll probably do one of those in the not too distant future.
Well, on the plus side, a lot of these people that you're working with, like I know Chris has a lot of his own equipment and everything, so you don't have to go out and buy a lot of stuff. It's mostly people's time and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can only beg, borrow, and steal so much.
I know that feeling,
So far, everybody's worked on basically nothing. And I appreciate that, and nobody's squirming. But I'm painfully aware that people have bills to pay and mortgages and car payments, and so one of my challenges is to try to get some cash flow going so that we can actually do the project, do the job we've set out to do.
Right.
We actually have a website, ussturnerjoyfilm.com.
Oh, okay.
On our website are links to a bunch of those interviews. There's bits and pieces of my cousin's interview, interviews with the admiral and a captain and a commander.
Okay.
Some of the documents we talked about. We're constantly updating and adding more detail to the website.
Okay.
On the website is a contribute tab,
Okay.
where there's a button. You can hear about our project. You click the contribute button and it'll take you directly to our PayPal.
Okay.
Our PayPal page, which, by paying through that donate button, it goes through our fiscal sponsor. It's a tax deductible donation.
Ooh, that's always good.
And the money flows through to us to pay for things like plane tickets, and we don't buy film stock anymore, but you sure need a lot of data
Right.
cards and transportation and meals, and we are flying 4 people to Bremerton, Washington in about in early August.
Wow.
And then we don't even know what post-production is going to be like. I mean, we may be a year gathering more interviews.
Who would be doing the editing? Is that something Elaine would be doing?
At this point, Chris is our editor.
Chris is doing the editing. Okay.
He started out. He's cut our promo reel. He's cut everything we've done so far. He's cut our promo reel. He's cutting right now. He's working on our sizzle reel.
He's juggling a lot of hats.
He's
right
juggling
now.
a lot of hats. You just say, I need X done, and he's like, okay, I can do that. And not only can he do it, but he can do it well. I mean, man, he's
Yeah, well, it's great to have good people like that. There are a lot of good people in this area.
Yeah, and so we'll just keep plowing ahead. I mean, it's one of these projects that's going to get done one way or the other.
It's a labor of love.
It's going to get done. It's not like it's going to get dropped. It's going to get done at some level. If we can generate funds, obviously we can do things at a little higher level. We can.
Right. And once you do have it finished, how do you plan to distribute it? Do you have an idea for that?
Well, I think there's a lot of people that are interested. There's a film festival called the GI Film Festival in Washington. That would be a good outlet for us. Plus, there's probably a dozen good film festivals that are interested in military stories. Not even that, but human interest, Americana. I mean, there's a lot of ways that people would be interested in this story.
Well, you'd think of this reunion that the guys have. You might be
well,
able to
a year from now, 2 years from now, they'll have another reunion, and that would be a perfect time to show it again at their next reunion. Like that's a good
target audience.
Well, and you know what? Sometimes you have to give yourself a deadline.
Right.
So that gives us a hard deadline. And then from there, try and generate interest, see if Military Channel, Discovery Channel, I mean, there's just a million outlets, commercial outlets that might want to.
It's actually a popular topic, like you said, Discovery Channel, History Channel. I mean, there's a whole military history channel. People are into that kind of thing.
Well, and it is 50 years later, so it is time. These guys are in their 60s and 70s now. It's time to tell their story.
Good. So once this is done, do you have any other projects on the horizon? Are you working on anything else?
Pamela and I have joked about this being the start of a series called Who Knew?
Oh, yeah?
Like Who Knew with a question mark, or Who Knew with an exclamation point.
Okay.
Because you can ask who knew, or you take a significant event in history and go find eyewitnesses. This could be the start of sort of a style of documentary that we do that. You pick it, I mean, it's been done, but we could find all kinds of stories. I know there's a lot of World War II stories, but certainly there's a lot of Vietnam stories. There's Korean War stories, and now we're coming up on a time when the first Gulf War was 20 some years ago, right? So there's stories to tell there, and it doesn't have to be all military. It can be all kinds of historical events, firsthand accounts of just about anything.
Yeah, what it was actually like to be somewhere is usually completely different from what you read about in an article later on. So.
Right.
That would be cool. Well, yeah, I look forward to seeing what comes next, and especially what comes of this one. So best of luck.
Well, thank you very much.
And hope to see it sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Well, it'll take as long as it takes.
It's done when it's done.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's something you'll be proud of, I'm sure.
I hope so. I hope it'll be really interesting.
Well, thank you for taking
thank you
the
very
time
much.
to talk with us.
Sure. Thanks.